Ben Bateman here for Red Carpet Report, hanging out at the 44th Annual Saturn Awards.
Look at you.
Dude, look at you.
Tie. Look at that tie. What is that made of? That's incredible.
It's a knit tie. It was a gift from my sister.
I was going to ask, is that handmade by someone you know? That's incredible.
Yeah, it's got the whole knit thing going on. Thank you.
You're going to have to see what you can do to get me one of those. That's amazing.
Do you want to keep interviewing me about my suit?
This is absolutely. And then what do you have? You got C-3PO here?
Yeah, I got that.
It's beautiful.
Yep.
Did you show C-3PO your C-3PO?
I have not shown it to him yet.
You got to. You got to find him. So what are you most excited about here tonight?
Well, I heard a rumor that you were going through the AFI Top 100, and I'm a big AFI Top 100 guy, so I actually want to talk to you about that. So maybe we'll trade back?
Absolutely. I'm going to hand this over to you.
Okay, that's good. That works for me. So how far in are you right now?
Just started.
Okay, great.
Literally, okay, we got to start. So Citizen Kane is
okay, great.
Yeah, it's 2 is at home on top of my PS4.
2 is Casablanca, 3 is Godfather, 4 is like Lawrence of Arabia or something?
Something. Oh, man, Lawrence. I just saw Lawrence of Arabia for the first time a few months ago. Oh my gosh, I watched it twice. Yeah. It's amazing. Yeah. I can see how Steven Spielberg said he watched that when he was young, and he was like, "No point."
Did you watch that documentary?
Yes.
It's so good, right?
It twice. It's so inspiring, like how he just did it. He just made it happen.
You know what the crazy part about that is when you go back and you watch the documentary, I feel like the odd man out in that group is De Palma. There was a time when people thought that De Palma was like on the level, and then I go back and I watch those old De Palma movies, and I'm just like ending at about 2000, the movies stopped being any good.
Well, I won't comment on that. But I just found it so interesting that they just all hung out.
Yeah,
they were all just buddies, and then Spielberg shows up on Scarface one day, and he's like, "Oh, I'll man this camera." It's like, what? You were manning that camera in that scene, or you? They just. And then they all rose to just insanity as far as how the art they put out. I don't think that's coincidence. That energy and that nerdum around each other, totally, I'm sure, inspired and perpetuated, what they put out.
Did you ever read that book? What's it like? Raging Bulls, and it's the one about the director era. It's a really good book.
Raging
it's
Bulls?
called Raging Bulls and Easy Riders, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it's.
I've heard of it. I haven't read it yet. I need to pick it up. I need to check it out.
I loved it. Yeah, yeah.
Check it out on Amazon Prime.
Yeah. So, question really quickly about the stuff you actually are here for.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little about working with Dwayne. What the experience there is like? I mean, is he truly that magnet people talk about?
No, I hate him. I can't. No, he is. He is that magnet from day one to everyone. Yeah. It just, I noticed around the second or third week of filming, this is how he is every day, every moment to everyone. Yeah. Incredibly respectful, professional, hardworking, so loving and giving. Yeah. There was one day I was just asking him about because he's always shaking this water thing. I'm like, what is that? He's like, oh, I don't drink coffee, so it's amino energy. And I'm like, what do you do to work out? What do you have for breakfast? What's this? I picked his brain. He's like, oh, you should try some. I'll get you some. I was like, oh, cool. Give me a test packet. Then there's a couple $100 worth of stuff in my trailer the next day. And I'm like, what you didn't say, but he's just, and he flies fans in to come to visit set and gives them all, he's just so giving. He got to the top and he's sending the elevator back down, and I love his, what is it, what is it? It's kind of cool to be important, but it's more important to be kind, or something like that. Yeah. And he's just a great example of a person, a hardworking guy, just a great example of a human being in every way. I learned a lot from him and steal a lot from him.
Will we see a sequel?
Dude, I hope.
Yeah.
I hope so bad. They just announced how it was his #1 movie ever in China. Yeah. And it was in the top 20 grossing of all time of something. It's on all these lists, and fans loved it. It had the cinema score of 90 out of 100.
Your relationship to him in that movie is why I like that movie.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
It was the best part of the whole movie, I thought.
I mean, when I read the script, I felt very lucky. I agree. I mean, that's the heart. They're Han and Chewie, and they start together, and they gotta save the world. And so when I figured out, oh my gosh, I'm getting to play this role, I just felt so lucky, and I had to work my tail off. Yeah. And they hired the right guy to train me, Terry Notary, and I prepped for months and months and fell in love with gorillas. But I felt so lucky to be a part of that, man. And I was watching the behind the scenes yesterday and nerding out myself. And being like, oh, I didn't know that. And it's crazy.
Well, I'm glad to share it with a nerd.
Yes.
Fellow nerd. Good luck with that AFI Top 100, man.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Raging Bulls and
Easy Riders. Something like that. You'll find it. It's a great book.
It'll come up on Amazon.
It's about the Hollywood era.
They read your mind. They know what you want.
Exactly. All right, I'll see you soon. And that's a wrap at the 44th Annual Saturn Awards. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. We'll see you next year. If you like this video, give it a quick thumbs up, subscribe, and, of course, leave your thoughts in the comments on what were your favorite interviews, what were your favorite questions. See you guys next time.